back with the Bluebird, and it's not looking too great for us at all. I got it back from the tuners. They said it's blown the turbo, but from what I can see, it's actually not blown. So I'm just taking it apart. I'm gonna get a new turbo and stuff for it anyway. But I've just been ripping it off and everything because I got it back. It will like sort of run. It runs way better than what I was able to get it. But ever since I've got it back from the tuners, it just blows heaps of smoke and it just drops all its oil. And it looks like there's oil coming out of the head, which is really bad. But I think one of the hoses on the turbo was really kinked and the oil was just super fuel washed. So when it was running, it was just going past all the seals and leaking into the turbo, but that's what I'm trying to figure out now. So Skyline, doing more work on it. It's got tune date very shortly. I'm just finishing up some fuel lines, some electrical stuff, and the oil return line, which we got the wrong size hose for the Barra turbo. It's fine, we can get on top of that. So last things we really need to do is throttle position sensor wiring, fuel hose for the rail and stuff, run a vacuum port to the computer and do the oil return, and then we just got to get one of those as well. Been a while since I've done an updated video, but I'll do this one as like a 2-in-1, which I had this all fabbed up, as we said, screamer pipe, whatnot. But yeah, Mackenzie finished off all the oil, hose and fitting, relocation, finished all that off, so now it's my job just to do all the wiring, get the rest of it done, all the intercooler piping, everything's been fabbed up. It is coming together. We got like 3 days left to get it tuned, but yeah, we're just hooking in and doing what we can while we can do it. But I forgot some of the fuel hose fittings as well, so I gotta go get those. I'm kind of yapping a bit, but it's okay. I'm only using push lock fittings. I'm gonna get decent ones better, but push lock will do for now. For the Bluebird, I'm not sure what's happening. There's oil coming out of the head, out of the exhaust, what's it called? Out of the exhaust box. So I'm not sure what caused that. The tuner said the turbo died, so I'm gonna get a new turbo from Precision, and then I'm gonna put that on, fix a few other little issues, and see how it goes. Because losing that much oil is like 4 liters of oil, as you saw in that photo. I'm not sure. And then yeah, taking it all apart and finding oil in the wastegate and in the exhaust valves isn't great at all. So I can't really do too much on that. So I'm going to do this as like a 2-time video for Jai's car and the Bluebird. But the Bluebird, it will be back. I'm going away for work and whatnot, but this is the priority at the moment, getting the Skyline done. Anyway, that's enough yapping. I've got to get into this. Let's do some throttle position wiring. This fuel hose is done, the throttle position sensor is wired up, and it is reading for the computer, but I've got to set it up so it sits on the part that opens and closes and reads properly, because at the moment it's just reading 100%, but I can move that with my finger and it will work. That fuel hose is done. I need to get another fitting for that to bring it over to this one, and then have that one go down to the return line. Set everything up in that. And the computer as well, but then low voltage kicked in, so we put the battery charger on it. Back for hopefully startup day. I just went to Autobarn, got a bunch of stuff for the catch can, and whatnot. Got the fuel lines all done up last night, which is pretty good. I've just got to fix this coolant line for the return for the turbo. That's all hooked up. Fan wiring. It's just like little things. I still got to play around with this throttle position sensor still, but hopefully should be ready for a first start very soon. So we got Raceworks hose, Raceworks, all the fittings, stuff like that. The rocker cover blank set, so he's put the blank in there. They will slide into there, and then we'll get braided hose coming over to here somewhere for a Raceworks catch can, which I hope I got the right fittings. Oh yeah, no, that should be sweet. They're AN8s, but I've got the AN10 barbs down there, so that'll be sweet. It's gonna sit a little bit high. That's the only thing. So I think if I drill one of those holes out, which I'm not the biggest fan of doing, that might bring that down enough to close the bonnet. Just connected up the battery. I've done all the heater hoses. I've still got to play around with the throttle position sensor a little bit. I've got to sort out the idle air control there. I think I've got to put something in here to fit that. But yeah, no, we should be good to at least wind it over at this point. Build up some oil pressure, make sure, because it's got oil cooler, oil relocation and whatnot, so all those lines are going to have to get filled up before it will build pressure. We had crank, but no fire. I've just loaded up a data log. Figured out that Joe's old sensor is fine and works. This one isn't, it's faulty. The actual sensor itself is faulty. I tried taking it out and spinning it, nothing at all. Plug this one in, run the data logger, you can watch your crank and home signal come up on the screen, and fuel pump, all that comes on and engages as well. So I've somehow got to get the internals out of this one to either put into this one or get a whole new one of these somehow. But it's just snag after snag with this car at the moment. Just drove 45 minutes to pick up the sensor off probably one of the coolest people I met ever. So Joe's got 2 sensors now. Hopefully one of these fixed the goddamn thing. He said this one works definitely and it's been tuned before, so we will drive 40 minutes far back home, chuck it in, make sure everything's all good, and then it should start. We're back. It's 12:40 a.m. Let's go. Alright, let's chuck this in here. Start that beautiful thing up. Awesome. So now if we come out here, got rid of that one. This is the one we just picked up. We should be able to plug this in like that, please. Bit of brainstorming, we found out that we have to reverse the wiring. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is now going to be 4, 3, 2, 1. Should be the end of it. Is your keys? That way. Now listen to that. Awesome. That's brilliant news. We've got crank, spark, but no fuel. The injectors have power, but they're not getting pulse from the computer. I'm just watching the data log again, and yeah, you can watch the spark go up and down, but nothing on the injector side of it. It's throwing up a U1133 code, which is for the wideband, and I think I've got to swap the wires around on this throttle position sensor. But yeah, still no starting. She's on the tilt tray. We made it just in time. We fixed a couple coolant leaks and stuff. But yeah, it's going. So now we're taking the Type R to the tuners as well. They won't be tuning it today, but we're just going to drop it off and let them know everything that it has been done and what they need to do. It made it, and it looks good, and it's going to go well, and it's going to be fine. Not long now.